What are the emotions that we feel? Because in order to define where we are, we have to be connected to the emotions that we are feeling. When someone is getting married, it's the abundance of joy. When your kids get born, when you sign a new contract, when before you never had the clients, it's the emotions that you're feeling that are actually telling you, oh, this is where I'm at, right? Critical times are actually moments where your life are being defined, where you lost all sense of power, and anything that is presented to you now, you feel yourself impossible to overcome them. Maybe your lover just left you and you used to attach your personal value to her presence, and now you are like, oh my God, without this girl, I feel ugly. No one else is gonna want me anymore. How do I move? There's no meaning in my life anymore. Critical times is you're about to get married. You've been the one taking care of the finances of your parents. You've been the one paying their rent. And then all of a sudden you get fired and your dad has a surgery plan. How are you going to manage that? The surgery is in 2 days. And all of a sudden you have all those emotions in your body that you didn't plan, and now you have to, and when people see you in the street, they can tell, oh, there's something wrong with this person. Because you are walking, you are doing stuff, you're talking alone. From the outside, although your body might be still, but inside, if people could send a camera inside of you, oh, they could see everything is moving, everything is boiling. So critical time is basically when you feel like you lost all sense of control, all sense of power, and that's when any decision that you're going to make can break everything that you've been building. When you're in critical time and your girlfriend decides to leave you, if at that moment you choose to keep her hostage in your apartment because you don't want her to leave, now you are molesting people. Now the cops can come. Now you can go to jail. So the decision that you take when you are in critical times are really defining your life. And if you do not have the proper tool to take the right action when you are in critical times, that's when you become the opposite of who you've been. So let's say this guy was working at Lidl, amazing 9 to 5, being able to, once a year go on holidays with his girlfriend, everything is fine. And then the girlfriend wants to leave and he doesn't want her to leave. He keeps her home because he's like, oh my God, if I leave her, my life is done. We're about to be married. We are this powerful couple. Everyone loves us. Now, once he takes the action to keep her because he doesn't want her to leave the house, now he's introducing himself to a version of himself that he's never been in the past. And now because he made that one action when he was in critical times, critical feeling, now he's someone new. Now people can look at him and point fingers, oh, he's the molester. So critical times is actually the moments where our life can go worse than it has ever been. And we open ourselves to that reality when we lose the sense of power. Is it clear so far? Any question? Okay. So how do we get there? Like I said, it's the decisions that we make. But let's take an example. You have two people, someone that has been saying to himself, or someone that knows that he is amazing, that he's capable of doing anything. He's capable to accomplish any task, anything that comes. And then the girlfriend says, I'm leaving. That person may not have the same reaction than the other guy who's been attaching his personal value. So he delegates his sense of value, self-value, to the presence of his girlfriend. And now that she's leaving, it's like she's leaving with his value. And he feels completely naked, right? So we get here when we forget that we are whole alone, that our value, it's never attached to the presence of someone else. And the second you put your value in the car, the girlfriend, the boyfriend, the business, the holidays, the American Express, whatever, you are not in charge anymore of your own power. Now anything can happen to you and your reaction might lead you to worse than critical time. So, what are the emotions that we feel? This is a good question. So now I just explained to you critical times. Maybe by explaining this, you had visions of yourself during some of the critical times that you went through. Maybe you thought about a friend, a family member who also went through critical times. So can you name me some of the emotions that you perceive that people go through during critical times? One at a time, don't fight.
Vulnerable?
Yes.
I think you feel like exposed because you are overwhelmed with all these emotions, so you feel exposed to these emotions. And yeah, you feel quite vulnerable, I think, because these emotions can overcome you. You don't know how to handle them in that moment. So because you're not master of the situation, you feel like you're out of control, and then you feel vulnerable. Yeah.
Thank you. You?
I would say fear for the unknown. A big one is fear. That at critical times I feel fear, but also numbness in a way.
What do you mean?
Numbness in a way that you have no control at all. So just letting being a bit as a self-protection mechanism, I would say, like this. On one hand, this extreme sensation of fear and emotions, but on the other hand, also the freezing and the blocking of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
In a way to just keep moving, but it's not an emotion. I think numbness is not an emotion you feel.
But I received that. There is something really powerful that you mentioned. You mentioned fear. Well, fear. Well, thank you. We have this board. Fear is basically false evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. What does it mean? It means you gave so much power in your imagination to something that doesn't exist, something that is not even there. But as a human being, you are so powerful that you outsource your power to that thing. Afraid, like some people are so afraid to lose their job because they made a mistake, that now the fear overcomes them and they cannot operate properly anymore at the same job where they used to be great at. Isn't it crazy? Like one mistake, but the person make the mistake so big in the mind that the manager could have not even noticed it, but because the person made the mistake so big in the mind, now the mistake is so heavy that the person cannot carry the task anymore. So fear is basically false evidence appearing real, appearing so real that you can feel it. The emotions that we feel, I'm going to introduce you to them. You can see them here. So I'm gonna introduce you. Maybe from that distance you're not able to see anything. So basically, as human beings, we are going. It's a downfall. It starts with boredom, and then we go to pessimism, frustration, irritation, impatience, overwhelmment, disappointment, doubt, worry, blame. You see how we went from green to red? Blame, discouragement, anger, revenge, hatred, rage, jealousy, insecurity, guilt, unworthiness, fear, grief, depression, powerlessness, victim. So you see the second you find yourself afraid, you are at the bottom of all the negative emotions that you can feel. So from this moment when you're here, whatever power you're supposed to have to keep going on in your life, to accomplish things, you don't have that power anymore. Like you are really sinking. And that's what I explained here. The person making a mistake and making a mistake so big that now they cannot move the way they used to. So What does it mean? It means when you are fear, it's a great idea to go into revenge. When you feel victim because your partner left you, it's better to feel revenge as an emotion because you're going up. I'm not saying that you should act on the thought of revenge, but if you feel powerless, depressed, grief, when you go to revenge and anger, you are on your way up. And when you are at anger, you cannot go to jealousy because now you're going down. The way up is to go to blame or worry or doubt. So if we are able to keep in mind all those emotions, and anytime, and we are going to see this after, anytime I'm already giving the one crumb of the answer, but whenever you develop that awareness about where you are in your emotions, then you can know how to navigate. Then you can know what emotion you need to tap into in order to start getting outside of the critical times. Is it making sense? Okay. Yourself. It's funny because today, for the first time, and I'm not making this up, I was making this presentation and then I saw yourself. Yourself. And then you know what I saw? You are self. I saw this today. You are self. And I was like, this is going to be really interesting to develop all that. So who are you now? The person sitting here, the person watching this video, who are you now? Do you know who you are? Do you know who you became? Do you know the events that you went through that led you to be the person that you are now? Because think, everything that you know now, you had to learn. Everything. There is not one single thing that you didn't have to learn. You even had to learn your name. You even had to learn to identify with your name. Isn't it insane? We act as if, this is normal. No. There was a time where when you would hear Brice, you wouldn't react. Your parents were like, Brice, Lorenz. And then when you would smile, I know his name. Oh, finally. It's been 9 months. It's been 7 months. You see what I mean? So you had to learn your name. You had to learn how to speak. You had to learn how to walk, how to talk. So everything that you know about yourself now, it's what you learn. It's literally what you learn. So what does it mean? I can already feel the juice moving in me. I can already feel that So what does it mean? It means whatever is the life that you are going after, someone else is already living that. And when I went to Los Angeles and I spent time with Stephen Bartlett and I saw where he lives, I felt his energy, I saw the man, I saw the businessman. I realized, oh my God, someone is living my dream life. Someone is literally living it. But it wasn't like when I saw him, he was like, I'm living my dream life. He was just a normal dude. He was just a normal guy. Not to bring just normal. Just normal that you see, you can talk to. There's no like, oh my God, But his accomplishments are telling you everything that you need to know if you lose your mind. You see what I mean? But sitting down with him, I was like, damn, someone else is living my life. So what does it mean? He learned everything to be the guy that he is now. I learned everything to be the guy that I am now. So the question becomes, what if I choose to learn something else? What if I choose to learn something else? Because we just explained everything that we are, we had to learn. Everything. The money that you have, you had to learn, for people like you, this is the only amount of money that you can have. Someone like Stephen Bartlett or all those people, they learn, someone like me, I can have this amount of money. So something that I started doing personally in the past few days is to watch more interviews of people like Stephen Bartlett, Mark Zuckerberg, just to understand how are they thinking. When they open their mouth to speak, what are they saying? You see what I mean? Now I'm curious. What are they saying? What do they think about the weather? What do they think about amusement park? Because now I know who I am is what I learn, and who they are is what they learn. And if there's something that we know, we can learn everything. So that's who you are. But here we are talking about yourself. And like I explained, you are self. So who is self? I don't like to be with myself. So there is a self. Right? When you say, I don't like to be alone with myself. Myself. There is a self. Before I break down who is self, I want to bring you back to the baby that you were when you arrived, when you were born. Just like that. You just came out of your mother womb, you realize you know nothing consciously. You know nothing. You don't know that this is a computer. You don't know that this is a camera. You don't know that this is a glass. You know nothing. And like I already explained, you had to learn everything. And often I say, can you see that if you were only raised by your auntie or your uncle, you would have the same body, but a different personality? If you were raised only by the neighbor, you would be in this same body, having the same smile, but be thinking completely differently. So it means who you are is not even who you are. It's just a version of who you are. Am I making sense? So the people who welcomed you on planet Earth exposed you to a lot of stuff, and through that exposure, you became what was in it. You had to accept things that were in that exposure to build who you are. So if who you are now is not pleasing to you, guess what you can do? Expose yourself to other things. Because you became this because of this. So if you take the next 5 years and you identify the avenue where you want to go, and you just keep exposing yourself to the same things over and over and over again, guess what's going to happen? You're going to lose few things that you learn from this exposure, and now you're going to be more in here. Self. Who is self? So right now you're sitting here listening to me, watching this video, but at the same time, inside of you, your heart is beating. Your blood is flowing. Your saliva is being produced. Gazillion, billions of things are happening inside of you, and you are not even thinking about it. You never take a second to say, hey, blood, I want you to send more blood to my left ear because it's cold. I'm just making this up, right? You never say that. You never give commands to your body to do that. When you go to bed, you lose completely the notion of yourself. You're sleeping. You lose the notion of yourself. But everything is still happening in your body. Everything. So it means there's something in you that knows better than you what you need all the time. I often say, how do you know you are hungry, that you need to eat? Who's the person inside of you ringing the bell? Like, hey, it's time to eat. It's never you telling you that you just receive the information as if you have someone working for you telling you, we need to eat. When it's time to pee, you have another alarm telling you it's time to pee. Self is in you doing all those things for you all the time without you even knowing. Self is taking care of you all the time, all the time, all the time. Self is an entity that you cannot see. Self is always working for you. Self is always listening to you. So when we say how to get back to yourself, what does it mean? It means how can we find I know I'm an amazing drawer. I'm gonna do this bigger so we can see the difference. How can we bridge the gap between who you are now and self? Because if self is always helping you, if self is always doing everything inside of you all the time, and you became who you are, then how can we bridge this gap so that you can start behaving in the way that you are always helping yourself? Is it making sense?
I don't understand.
Okay, what is the question?
What do you mean with bridging the gap between you and self? Is you, because you said...
Can you use the mic?
Yeah. I understood that you, based on what you're exposed to, what you learn, you've become who you are now. That's the you. But if you want to be another way, then you can expose yourself to other things.
Yeah.
Is that the self? The self, is it who you want to be, or is the self who you became, or what is the self in
Amazing
this
question.
context?
Thank you. So I took time to explain the fact that all the time inside of you things are happening for your highest good. The fact that your blood is moving, the fact that all those internal functions are happening all the time without you even paying attention. And all those things are happening always at the right time. For example, when you receive the message that it's time to pee, it's never a wrong signal. When you receive the message that it's time to eat, it's never a wrong signal. When you receive the message that, oh, tired, time to go to bed, it's not your conscious decision to say, I'm going to pee. It's not your conscious decision to say, I'm going to bed. You receive the signal that you're tired, and then you know it's time for you to go to bed. So I just explained the fact that self always knows all the time what is best for you without you even having to worry about that. So if we have something inside of us always knowing all the time what is best for us, maybe, and this is the question, maybe by reducing the gap between who we became and moving closer towards self, who knows everything all the time about us, maybe we are going to go back to the true nature of who we are. Because self always know all the time what we need to do. Like I said, the eating, the sleeping, and all those things. Like when you cut yourself, you are never consciously healing yourself. But as soon as you cut yourself, 7 days later, you can already see that the skin is closed, right? So who's doing that? It's self inside of you. So self already knows before you, as soon as you cut yourself, let's get to work, let's heal this, right? So if we have an entity inside of us, always doing what is great for us all the time, and that at the same time, when we were a baby, we had infinite possibilities to become anyone. Like if your dad was a footballer and your mom was a gym coach, you would have more chance to be into sport. But if your dad was a philosopher and your mom was, I don't know, a reader, so when you come in this world as a baby, the avenue that you're going to be exposed to is based on the parents that you have, the environment that you're going to grow into. So it means you actually have an infinite possibility to become whoever, but the first avenue that you're exposed to is your parents. But at the same time, inside of you, from the moment you were born, there's something in you always knowing what is good for you all the time. Is it clear? Okay. So, if self is the entity that knows all the time what is good for us, then when we feel happy, when we feel amazing emotion, when we are, oh my God, I just won this trophy, oh my God, I just signed this new client, the emotions that we are tapping into are the signal that now we are aligned with self. What are those emotions that are letting you know that you are aligned with self? Because again, the whole thing is to remember self knows more than you what is good for yourself. And these are the emotions. To let you know that you are now aligned with yourself. Contentment, hopefulness, optimism. So every time that you are optimistic about something, you have a presentation like I'm doing today. You have an interview. You have a date. And you are optimistic on your way there. You are already moving, going closer to who you really are. Positive expectation and belief, enthusiasm, passion. And that's why when you see people that are doing music, people that are doing photography and stuff like that, people are like, but why are you not an engineer? Why are you not? And this has been my case. I used to work as an engineer, then I worked in recruitment, and I let it all go to pursue what? My passion. And no one could understand. And I couldn't even use words to explain to people why this is the thing that I'm going for. Because the emotion that I feel here is something that nothing can beat, not even money. You just feel it deep inside your body and it doesn't make sense to people. And of course, joy, knowledge, empowerment, freedom, love, appreciation. So usually when you are in an amazing relationship, when everything is good, this is where you are. And whenever you feel those feelings, it is yourself telling you, hey, I'm vibing with this. Is it clear? Yes. I understand that sometimes when I explain something, it doesn't hit immediately, but I want to make sure that I give you something that's worth your time. So whenever you have questions, do not hesitate at all. So the whole process, the whole reason why we are here today is so if we have something inside of us that is letting know when to pee, letting know when to go to bed, moving our blood, healing our skin when we are hurt, when we are hurting. If we have an entity that is doing all that for us, and we can identify the emotions through which that entity is talking to us, then the question becomes, how can we always make sure that this gap is smaller? What are the things that we can do to make sure that this gap is the smallest possible, so that we always entertain this type of emotion inside of us? Because think about this. You have your business and you have the choice to feel the emotions here and the emotions here. Which one are you choosing? You have a lover. You have the choice between the emotions here and the emotions here. Which one are you choosing?
The second one.
So no one would ever choose the other one. But when we are in critical times, we are never here. We are never here. Like the main thing that makes you understand is critical time is that you're not optimist. You don't have positive expectation. You are not hopeful. You are all the opposite things that we saw before. So the main thing, and this is what we're going to learn today, how can we maintain the closest relationship with ourselves? How? What are the things that we need to do to make sure that we are here as much as we can? I need to drink something. Sometimes I'm like, is it making sense? Are they getting it? Is there a gray area? Does someone has a question or anything you want me to go over?
It need to make sense immediately.
That's a good one. Okay, so here I just put next to each other so that you can see the thing. So if someone wants to take a photo or want me to send the screenshot after, I can do that. So how to get back? How? Because comes a moment where you can feel that life is on its way up. You know, you just signed this contract. You're like, oh, this big amount of money. I have my lover. I have my car. I have my holidays planned. It's like, wow, I'm on my way up. And then something happens. And you find yourself on the emotions that we described, the ones that are going down. So everything is fine. You have your lover, you have your car, the holidays is planned, you have your money. And then something happened and you can see that you are not yourself anymore. You can see that you are sad. You can see that, oh my God, I don't want to leave my bed. I don't want to call my mom, or I don't want to pick up when she calls me. Those are the indicators that, you are not yourself anymore, because you are not your joyful self, right? You're not joyful anymore. You don't want to go out. The same friends that you used to spend time with, now you cannot smell them. You don't want to leave the house. You don't want to finish that paper, writing, or whatever. And the question is, do you want to stay there? Do you want to stay in that area where you are not happy? You don't want to go out? You don't enjoy life? Of course not. You want to get back, right? You want to get back to yourself. How? Okay. The first bad news is here, you have to grow up. That's the bad news. That's the human aspect. You have to grow up and remember that no one is coming for you. There's a quote from Mel Robbins that maybe you heard online or you saw the video. She's like, no one is coming. No one is coming. Do you know who Mel Robbins is? Exactly. Of course, you're into podcasts. I love her as well. So she said, no one is coming. Literally, no one is coming. Did it ever happen to you that, you are at home watching TV or making your burrata or whatever, and someone calls you, hey, Lawrence, how are you doing? Listen, I just received 200,000 euros now, so I was thinking about giving you half. So can I come to your house and give you the cash, or can you send me your bank account number and I'm going to send you the money? Like, those are the type of things that you expect no one in your family, no one in your friends, to do that for you. So you already understood that when it comes to your money, you're going to go and have to create it yourself. No one is coming. And it is the same reality when you're not doing good. When you're in critical times, no one is coming. People are going to ask you how you're doing, but they don't want to listen to your answer. They don't. You're going to fuck up their day. You see what I mean? You're going to fuck up their day. Yeah, my girlfriend left me, or bro, stop it, stop, come on. Yeah, I asked, but I didn't really want to know the answer. Like, come on, don't go that deep. Don't go that deep. So that's the sad reality. That when you are in critical time, it will serve you to realize that no one is going to come. And here's the thing, even when they come, because of the emotions that you're feeling, you will not accept their help. You see what I mean? Because you're not joyful. You are in anger, in rage, in resentment, in fear. You will not accept. So no one can do that but you. How? To become the observer of your thoughts. This is something that I can preach from midnight to 11:59. The first thing is, when you are not yourself anymore, and we define self as your happy self, as your joyful self, and now you're dwelling in negative emotions, the first exercise that you want to do is to develop your awareness and really ask yourself, how am I doing? How am I being? How am I feeling? Like, you can take ChatGPT and be like, yo, I feel like I'm not doing good. Ask me 3 questions to understand better what is going on with my emotions. Like, you are watching this video, you are here listening to this, it means you are ready to be more in tune with your emotions. The first thing is to ask yourself, how am I being? How am I doing? How am I feeling? And then you answer yourself the question so that you can hear it. So that you can know and you cannot just be like, you're like this. No. Because then when you do that, you're fucking up your relationship. You see what I mean? So you have to develop this awareness as fast as you can. And ask yourself, how am I doing? And when I say become the observer of your thoughts, like right now, you can imagine a cat walking on this table. You can imagine a cat walking on this table, right? So why am I saying that? Is because you can right now see yourself on the side looking at yourself. Can you do that? I want you to imagine yourself on the side looking at yourself. So you are not looking at me anymore. You are standing a few meters away from you and you are looking at yourself. And as you are looking at yourself, look at your facial expression and try to guess what this person is feeling. Once you develop the habits of becoming the observer of yourself, to observe your thoughts, this is going to be game changer. Game changer. I don't know if I kept the slide or not, so I'm going to say it now. Once you become the observer of your thoughts, this is how it goes. What I'm thinking now, or what I have been thinking, is it positive? Is it saying that I am beautiful? Is it saying that I am strong? All those thoughts that I've been having, I realize that, there's something off. I don't know what. Okay, Brice spoke about this process to ask, how am I doing? Man, I don't think I'm doing good, The other day, I screamed at my son, and I saw in his face that it's something that I cannot do anymore. It was really fucked up. The other day I was in this meeting, and the way I spoke to my colleague was really, really not cool. And even me, I felt bad about it. This is what you want to develop now, because you signed up to be more in tune with how you feel. And when you say that, then you need to question every single thought that you can identify. A thought telling you, don't go sit next to that colleague. She annoys the fuck out of me. A thought telling you, that business that you want to launch, it will never work. Stop it. Just go and take your 9 to 5. Once you start analyzing the thoughts that are coming, you need to ask yourself, are the thoughts that I'm having now, are they green, meaning good for me, or are they red, meaning bad for me? Because before you can do anything, because, this is not just a conceptual thing. There are actually physical things that you're going to have to do in this world. But before you reach that point, you need to know, you need to analyze the thoughts that you're having. And of course, we're going to jump now into the 4 characteristics of self that you have to keep in mind at all time as a loop after you do this. So number 1, develop your awareness. How am I doing? How am I being? And speak out loud so you can hear and as if someone else is talking to you. So if someone else is talking to you and telling you how they are being, how they are feeling, and you hear those words, you're going to be like, oh yeah, you're really doing bad. Because you just told me that you almost slapped your mom, right? Those are the type of things that you're going to say to yourself. I'm not saying that you should slap your mom, right? Yeah, don't get me wrong. But you will be talking from that point of view, saying all the things that are not going well in your life. So what are those 4 characteristics? Physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Those are the 4 aspects that you should always keep in mind when you find yourself in critical times. The thing is, and if you always check those things, you might have fewer and fewer critical times because you're always in this loop. Physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Then you're like, okay, what do we do? I got you. Okay, let me drink something. How long we've been filming?
43 minutes.
Wow. Damn. Okay. You know, we are here for a reason, because we want to improve the quality of our life, so it's cool. Physical. Daily movement or exercise. Eating healthy. Staying hydrated. The quality of your sleep. Stretching. Regular health checkup. Whenever you're going to see those eyes, it's because I'm like, are you doing that yourself? This is what you see here. This is where I should work myself. Daily movement or exercise. Listen, I am 39. I'm going to 39 in 2 months. And it's only recently that I was exposed to a new avenue telling me what? Exercising your body is you loving yourself. Exercising your body is you saying to your body, hey, I love you. I understand now that it's you. I chose you. For this life experience, I will forever be in you. You will forever carry me wherever I want to go, and I must respect you. I must respect you because I don't want you to fail. I don't want you to be broken. I don't want you to stop working. And because I love you so much, I'm going to exercise you. I'm going to fight all the time to make sure that this body is a representation of what I think. And you can say, when you take the public transport or whatever, you see people, just by looking at people's body, you can understand what they think. Just by looking at someone's body. So this is the main thing. Daily movement or exercise. This stretching part, I swear, I am stretching now. Because sometimes I can feel here, it's a bit, I never used to feel this. Now I'm watching more and more videos of guys saying stretch. And when you see those guys, they are like 59, 49, and they are already warning us. Because everything that we do, and this is again, I'm going to quote Stephen Bartlett here because I love the guy so much. He always say, everything that I'm able to achieve, at the base of it, is that I am healthy. Without health, there is nothing. You can have all those millions, you can have all those cars, but if you are not healthy, what are you going to do? We want the Porsche, the Range Rover, the Ferrari and all those things, but you need the body to drive those things. Isn't it crazy that your ultimate car is your body? Bringing you to the toilets, bringing you to the kitchen, bringing you everywhere. That's your Range Rover. That's your ultimate Range Rover. And yet, we do not receive the proper information about taking care of our body. And when we receive it, what do? Oh, I'm young, it's fine. No. And think about this. You have this body. The body is moving. It's the energy that you have in your body that makes you move. And what gives energy to the body? What you eat. So if you eat crap food, what do you think you're doing to your car? Imagine if it was fuel. You had the choice between great quality of fuel and bad quality of fuel. And every day, what are you doing to your car? And yet, that's what we do all the time to our body. All the time. We already know that our body is made of more than 90% of water, and yet, when I met my wife, I was drinking only Coca-Cola all the time. All the time, can you believe it? So the things that we do to our body, because it has been supporting us our whole time, we tend to think this body is invincible. To a certain extent, it is. But this is the fundamental. The body, the exercising, the sleeping. Because everything that we do during the day, it's when we sleep that the body repairs. Sleep is like bringing your car to the garage. Every time that you sleep, self is doing what? Tick, tick, reparation in the body all the time. So physical is the biggest. I mean, not the biggest because you have something above, but really, really important. Mental. Well, this is the part where many of us don't even think about this. Like, what do you mean I need to take care of my mental? And from the perspective of me being born and raised in Cameroon, my peers would say, that's some white people shit, you know, why do you want to talk to us about this? How do you take care of your mental? By journaling your thoughts. Recently, I started to put a 2-minute timer just to journal, just to write anything that comes in my mind, 2 minutes per day. Reading books and podcasts, yes.
That's journaling thoughts and ideas eating.
That's a typo. Normally, I don't know what ideas eating, no.
I think it's just ideas.
Yeah.
And the eating.
Yeah. I don't know what is this. Do you want to fail my business? No. I don't know what that is. Thank you. I didn't even see that. Reading books, because again, everything that you are is because of this. So the more you are going to expose yourself to the book avenue, guess what? Guess what? Self is like, okay, thank you, okay. Reading books and listening to podcasts. Setting goals regularly. Bro, I started doing this literally like 2 months ago. Can you believe it? That for 38 years, you wake up every single day. Yeah, I'm going to do this, but it's written nowhere. Nowhere. I swear. I wish I could go back in time, see myself, and slap me every time that I say that I want to accomplish something, but it's not written anywhere. Puzzles. Puzzles is great for to keep the mental. Anything around puzzles and games. Lowering screen time. Of course, you have multiple studies out there telling you how long screen time is not good for our mental. And you see, this is also something that I'm telling myself now on this presentation. You need to work on this. Next, I'm going to let you finish. Journaling thoughts, reading books and podcasts, setting goals regularly, puzzles, and lowering screen time.
What do you mean by puzzles?
When you play puzzles, when you play games, you are actually giving difficulties to your brain, difficulty to your mental. And by overcoming them, you are actually working on your mental. And if you check, you will see that to old people, puzzles is always recommended to keep the mental sharp, so that they don't lose it. So if we already start taking care of this now, we might reach those 70s, 80s in better mental health than if we don't. That's why you have this game on my phone, 2048. I don't know if you know that game. I play that. That's the one thing that I love to play all the time. And yeah, emotional, daily gratitude. What are you grateful for? What are the things that you currently have in your life that you're really, really grateful to have? And when it comes to gratitude, I have to be honest, I used to think, but what am I going to be grateful for? I don't have the Range Rover. You see what I mean? Like, what is it? Do you have trusted friends that you can talk to? This is a big one, especially for men. Do you have trusted friends where you can go and open your heart and know that you're not going to be judged? That the person is not going to tell you that you're crazy? Do you talk to yourself positively? Are you saying to yourself who you're choosing to become? Because you can expose yourself to, I feel like this, if I have a logo one day, it's going to be this. This is going to be Avenue. I feel like you can expose yourself to everything that you want, the books, the podcasts and all that. But the easiest thing is just to talk to yourself. To choose every day 1-2 minutes where you're going to talk to yourself about the same thing. Saying to yourself who you are, because everything that you became, you had to learn. So by talking to yourself all the time, what are you doing? Learning. And by force and repetition, you are going to accept what you're saying to yourself. And in the beginning, you are going to feel stupid for talking to yourself because that's what society labels. But it's really, really something great. Walking in nature. When you look at everything, everywhere, The only thing that humans didn't invent it is nature and animals. But all this is man-made. All this is man-made. So nature is the only thing that was here before us. So there might be some great things that will happen if you spend more time with the natives of the planet. So these are recommendations. You don't have to do all of them. Pick what makes sense to you, because you only have 24 hours in a day. And by the way, no one has 25 hours. That's another realization that I had. So however successful people are, no one has more than 24 hours, right? So if there is something that feels more aligned for where you are now, I recommend you to pick. And as you keep entering the loop, as you keep applying the practice, other things are going to open themselves to you. And the last thing, which is actually the biggest thing, now I can say it, is the spiritual. Before you go out there and listen to people call your name, say, Brice, come here, Sarah, come here, Lawrence, do this, Lawrence, do. What if you actually take time to listen to nothing? What if you actually take time to literally listen to nothing? And when I say listen to nothing, during meditation, what we are actually being invited to do is to focus on the air that we breathe. Some of us already experience shortage of electricity. I was born and raised in Cameroon, so shortage of electricity is it's not a myth, it's a thing. Shortage of water when you don't have water in the building. Shortage of internet. You're like, damn, I was supposed to send this email before 6 p.m. Now I don't have internet. Now imagine what would happen if we go through a shortage of air. For 20 minutes, there is no air on planet Earth. Zero, nada, nix. What's going to happen? You can take the mic and tell me.
How long did you say?
20 minutes, no air. No air, no air.
I think people would die.
Okay.
Maybe some with better lungs won't, but...
Okay, what could happen?
I guess we feel like dying, and hopefully we'll be back alive after those 20 minutes, but...
Okay, so if I understand, if I put the plastic bag on your head now, for 20 minutes, you have no air, you may die, and then come back when I remove the plastic bag? No. Everyone is going to be, the plants, the animal, the birds, the humans, the trees.
20 minutes?
For the humans, it's like less than 5 minutes. Really? Yeah, for humans, it's less than 5 minutes. Like, just try to do this for 1 minute. You're going to see that it's really complicated. For humans, it's less than 5 minutes. So it means, on a practical level, the importance of air is really big. It's really big, because if there is no air, there is nothing. So this is the groundbreaking moment. If there is no air, there is nothing. So what could be the characteristic of something that is that important? That important, that if there is no air, everything that we know is dead. Everyone. All the animals, all the birds, everywhere. So by meditating, you are being given an amazing opportunity to listen to the air coming inside of you and leaving your body. Because now you are in tune with the one thing that is keeping everything alive. Everything. So if the air is just the person that is paying your bill, let's take another analogy. And the person who's been paying all your bills dies, what are you going to do? You will need to get a job because the provider is not there anymore. So your whole life is changed. I'm taking another example to, either for you or for the person watching. That's the importance of air. So meditation is really, really a big thing. Really a big thing. When you look at this universe that we are in, talking to yourself is prayer. Because like I said, you are learning something new. Imagine if every day, you have a kid that is saying to himself, I am ugly, I am dumb, all the time. And the house next to it, you have another kid saying every day, I am beautiful, I am wonderful, I am great. Who's going to show up at school with more confidence? The first or the second? Second. So do you see what's happening? That the more you talk to yourself, the more you become what you're saying to yourself. Because if two kids, one putting himself down, the other putting himself up, and it's the second one that comes at school all the time, more joyful, more confident, why are we not talking to ourselves? Reading spiritual books. This is something that society put a bit backwards, but I highly recommend any of you to take any spiritual books and to start reading it. And when you do, see how you feel. Don't just take everything as the ultimate truth. See how you feel. See what makes sense. See what can actually improve your life. See what can, guide you towards being a better person. That's really, really important. Acts of kindness. I should have put the eyes here. Helping other people, giving to other people, and spending time again in nature. So those are the 4 characteristics of yourself that if you pay attention, if you pick one thing per section and you give yourself a time frame, like often I'm going to say this, you pick up your phone, maybe on September 1st. Okay guys, so today is September 1st and I'm going to start this new, it was on photo mode, I thought it was video. So I'm going to start this thing where I'm going to exercise my body every day for 5 minutes. I'm going to journal my thoughts every day for 2 minutes. I'm going to say what I'm grateful every day for 60 seconds. And I'm going to talk to myself for 45 seconds. And I'm going to do that for the next 4 weeks. Then come back 4 weeks later and record a video and say again how you feel. It's impossible that you just didn't increase how you feel about yourself. This is the key. To be able to identify in those 4 characteristics what you are going to pick to commit every day for a certain amount of week to see for yourself. Don't just take everything that I'm saying for granted and like, oh yeah, this is, no. You have to try. Because remember, you are in critical times. You are about to take an action that may ruin your life forever. So once you develop your awareness, once you understand that you're not doing good, once you ask yourself, how am I doing, being and feeling, and you hear what you say to yourself, now you have to take the action. Because again, no one is coming. No one is going to do that for you. So this is the how. What I just presented to you, that's how you get back to yourself. By taking care of yourself. You came on this planet by choosing the body that you are in right now. And I want to emphasize on the level of perfection of your body. Because if the body wasn't perfect the way it is, do you know what would happen? We would have 70 bodies. But your whole life, you only get one. You only get one. So it's the body that you chose to have your whole life experience. So to actually be in your body and to not love your nose, to not love your feet, to not love what are you doing? You only have this one, so you better do everything that you can. Number 1, to love yourself, to love your body. Number 2, to engage in activities that are going to make you reduce the gap between who you became in critical times and the joyful person that you can be when you're experiencing those things. When you are in critical times, you lose completely sense of the taste of life, how amazing it can be, how joyful it can be. So how do you go back? By working on those 4 characteristics of yourself. And in order to do that, you have to choose. You have to consciously decide, who do you want to be moving forward? Who are you now? What do you believe about yourself? Oh, I feel like I'm shy. I feel like I don't like to hang out with people. I feel like I don't like to party. who did you become? Can you write it all down? And now the question is, who do you want to be? Who do you want to be in the next 5 years? You have to write it all down and choose it every single day. Because the moment you choose who you want to be, events, circumstances, and people will come as of asking you, do you really want to be the new person? So once you choose who you want to, once you decide who you can be, you have to choose it every single day. So this version that you are now maybe is not exercising. The future self is exercising all the time. Okay, so this is who you are. I put everything in my pocket. Yeah, I'm closing. So this is who you became. This is who you are in critical times when things are not going great. This is the version that you're choosing. You have to define in the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual who this person is and choose it every single day. So, quick recap. Critical times are alarm bells. It's a signal that you've been in misalignment with who you are, that you completely forgot what your power is. You outsource your power to other people, to other events, and now you reach a point where you're about to really fuck up your life. You became this version, okay, but what are you going to choose now? Who are you going to choose to become moving forward? And guess what? If you choose it for 1 week and then you stop, guess what's going to happen? You're not going to be that version. So it's a decision that you have to make every single day, every single week, every single month. You are made of 4 characteristics, whether you want it or not. Maybe you have some people out there that are denying the existence of the sun or the air, of the moon. That's their problem. But you are made of 4 characteristics: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And by taking care of those 4, you are ensuring that you stay on the highest level of emotion that we saw earlier. It is mandatory for every single human being to love himself. You have to love yourself. If you find yourself in a situation where someone else is loving you more than you love yourself, you have issues. Your mom cannot love you more than yourself. Your partner cannot love you more than yourself. You have to every day show up as the version who loves yourself so much that you know you're going to do everything for yourself. Your kids cannot even love you more than you love yourself. So if you reach a point where you can feel that the love that you have for yourself has went down, this is for you. Everything that we saw here today is going to assure you that you stay in that level of being. So yeah, that's it. Write your story. Choose who you are, become who you want to be, and enjoy your life. Thank you.
Wow, nice. You didn't even say once
Sorry?
You never even hesitated for like an hour and a half, so that's really impressive. Yeah.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thanks. Do you want to take the mic and say something?
Well, thank you for the presentation. Like he said, honestly, it was very interesting for me. Even though I heard information in different ways, It made sense for this phase of my life now. I didn't hear the critical times scenario yet like that. And I was like, hey, I experienced that, I think, last week. And yeah, it was another, your way of explaining it clicked for me. So yeah, thank you.
Okay. Can I just get you back the mic so that you get, because since you didn't have the mic, I know you don't have to...
Yeah, as I just said, I really find it impressive that you didn't even hesitate once throughout the whole presentation. The 1 hour and a half flew by, I think the two spirals were very interesting to me. The negative one, but also the positive one. I think what I also remembered was that even though you're in a downward spiral, it's sometimes better to feel another negative emotion instead of the even more negative emotion. So sometimes when I'm in a downward spiral, I feel like I have to get back to positive emotions, but it's so hard that you like stretch yourself too much. The gap is too big. So to give yourself the room to feel the other emotions, to go, it's actually an interesting way to think about it. Interesting way to get out of that spiral. But then even more interesting is the framework of the 4 characteristics of yourself. I think we all have heard them before. We've all think about these 4 aspects, but it's if you really put it on paper and you put action behind it, then it's that's a whole nother ball game. And you bring the energy.
Thank you for your words. And I shared all this. Now, how do you move forward? How do you take everything that you heard today and start to apply to the best that you can? Well, I got you. What you need to do is to scan this QR code, and you will have access to a free 8 weeks challenge that will help you to implement 1 habit per week. So you receive only 1 email per week so that you can apply 1 habit for less than 2 minutes. Because it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And again, when I pay attention to all the huge successful people, they all have habits, all of them. They are all in those things that I shared with you in some way, shape, or form. Not all of them understand the impact the way I presented it, but they all have it. They all have it. So whatever you want to achieve in life, whatever life you want to create, having those things that we saw in the 4 characteristics of self will help you immensely. So scan this QR code, go there and have fun. Thank you. I'm so happy. Yoo-hoo, I did it. Yeah.
Another applause. A well-deserved applause.
Thank you.
Really good.
Thank you.